Good morning. Welcome to Monday's class. I'll give it a minute as usual here for people to jump on. We are just going to use our dumbbells again today. I am going to encourage you to go up on weight on a couple exercises here. So if you have options, just keep that in mind that I want you to try to go a little heavier on some of the exercises. If you don't have heavier weight, I'll just recommend few extra repetitions. But we're stepping it up a notch today. Some of our old usual exercises, but that's the way we're going to increase, change it up, is the weight or the reps. All right, it's a minute after, so let's get going. So our usual warm-up, feet hip distance apart, toes straight forward, reach down, up, tip, and twist. Okay, nice and wide with the feet, same reaches. Okay, all the way narrow. Come back to hip distance apart, but then externally rotate your toes. And internally rotate. Perfect. All right, I'm just going to raise a blind over here. It's a little dark. Some of that sunlight in. All right, hopefully that will help. All right, first exercise is one of the ones that we've done a bunch of times. We've done it on 2 feet, on 1 foot. It's the deadlift. So we're gonna go back to just a straight up deadlift, but I do encourage you, if you have heavier weights, to go up a little bit, or if you are working with the heaviest you've got already, maybe do like 15 or 20 repetitions. I'll still stop at 12, because I'm going up on the weight, but if you have still your lighter weights, just do a few extra reps. So I'm gonna hold just one heavy kettlebell, but if you have 2 dumbbells, if that's the way you're gonna make up your heavier weight, you just hold them down by your sides like this, okay? So 1 heavy weight in the middle of your body, or 2 dumbbells on the sides. Okay, and then your deadlift, remember, is push your hips back, nice flat back as you go down, and then stand up, squeeze your butt on the way up, okay? So push those hips back, nice straight spines. And 12. All right, so if you have your lighter weights, continue on, 15, 20 reps. Just try to increase it a little bit. Okay, and then we're going right into our high kicks from that one, so no weight, just that opposite foot to hand. Try to keep the leg nice and straight. Get that leg up. And 12. All right, same thing on this one. We're going to do the bent over row, kind of leaning down, so one arm on your own thigh, pulling back like this. So if you can increase weight on this one as well, or give yourself a couple extra repetitions. All right, so lean down again, keep that nice, good posture in your spine, and pull back towards your hip bone. Depending on what weight increase, you might be only getting 8 to 10 reps. That's totally fine too. Whatever weight you're working with, the last couple should be a struggle. Okay, switching over. Get the other side. All right, so let's lay that down. That's our first circuit, so take your little water break. All right, grab your nice heavy weight for the deadlifts. All right, here we go. Butt back. Backs are, I always say flat back, but it's not actually flat. It's like a neutral posture, right? We have those slight little curves in our upper and lower back. You guys know what I mean. All right, get rid of that. Do your high kicks. All right, and our bent over row. All right, drop down. Again, nice good posture in the spine. And 12. Okay, by one. And 12. All right, that's round 2. Take another quick little breather. All right, last of the deadlifts. Here we go. Butts back, chest out, stand up tall. Make sure you're on the way up, you're squeezing your butt, get those hips all the way up straight. And 12. Okay, get rid of that guy. And high kicks. Bent over row. All right, last one. Other side. All right, get rid of that. That's it for that first circuit. So take your little water break. All right, next one, we don't need any equipment. It's all about the balance. If you guys remember, we're going to do our single leg. So the 3D reaches, three-dimensional reaches. So the first set, we're on one leg reaching as far out in front and as far back as possible. So just hinging back and forth on that standing leg. If you need to have just fingers barely touching something to help with the balance, just make sure that leg is doing 90% of the work. And 12. Okay, other side, forward and back. Just very light taps. You don't want to like transfer your weight when you're stepping out there. Just barely tap it off. And 12. All right, gonna do our Zottman curls, those rotating bicep curls like we did last week. If you have the ability, you can jump up on weight on these as well. All right, so it's a normal bicep curl on the way up, but then you rotate your wrists, keep your elbows in, and come down. Make sure on the way down you're controlling that motion. Don't let gravity just pull it down. Resist it. Perfect. All right, next exercise, I am going to put a plate on the floor to give me that little bit of extra room. We're going to do the calf raise that we did a few weeks ago. So remember, if there's a little bit of room, you could do it on the edge of a stair if you have close by, or a book or anything. Something just to give you a little bit of depth here when you dip your heel down, and then pop up to your toes. Dip down, pop up. If you don't have anything like that available, still do the exercise just on the floor. You're only missing out a little bit, and something is better than nothing. Okay, get your 12 or 15 reps, whatever you're at. All right, that is set one of our second circuit. A little water break. All right, next one with our balance stuff. We're gonna go sideways, so all the way to the right and all the way to the left. Very light touches, try to focus on the balance in that standing leg. 12. Okay, other leg, all the way across and out. And 12. All right, Zottman curls. Get whatever weight you can handle. Again, if you're going up a weight, you need to drop down to like 8 or 10 reps. That's fine. Or if you don't have weight to go up, do like 15. And 12. Whew. All right, back to our calf raises on the edge of the plate here, or your stairs, or whatever you're doing. So dip that heel down and pop up. You can hold on to something, as I am here, for balance. This one is not about the balance at all, just that strength and stability in the ankle. Okay, other side. All right, little water break before we hit our third and final set of these. All right, so our third plane of motion here is our rotational plane. So twisting, so you're kind of what I call closing up your hips here, twisting, and then opening up your hip, okay? Go whatever range of motion you can control. So if it's just little tiny circles or half circles here, go for it. All right, other one. 11 and 12. I feel like I'm doing a little dance on that one. All right, last of the rotational curls here. So curl up, rotate the palms, slowly let them come down. 11 and 12. Perfect. Okay. And our last of the calf raise. Toes on, heel drops down, all the way up. Okay, dip and tiptoe. Perfect. All right, so that is it for those. So take your little breather. We are coming down to the floor. We do not need any equipment. All right, coming on down. We're gonna go for a plank first. So just a traditional plank. Forearms, your elbows are gonna be right underneath your shoulders, and then pop up to your feet. Tap out at any time. I'll probably hold it, I don't know, about 30 seconds, but I'll give a little break after if you want to continue holding. All right, so elbows, like I said, right underneath your shoulders, feet kick back. All right, think about bringing your belly button up to your spine. Focus on your breathing. Palms down towards the mat. Hands are also coming straight out from your elbows. They're not kind of coming together, holding your hands. That kind of creates internal rotation in your shoulder, which we don't want. So hands straight out from the elbows. Okay, I'm down, but you can keep on going for a couple more seconds. I'll slowly roll over to the next one. All right, when you're ready, you're gonna roll over to your back, and you're gonna have the taps of your shoes touching. Your knees are gonna fall open, okay? This feels really awkward, but it's a great inner thigh exercise. Think about the bridge motion, like pushing your hips up. It won't come all the way up like a normal bridge, but that's the motion you're going for, okay? So it's just knees open, bottoms of your feet together, and then lift your hips and down. Okay, try to let those knees relax out. Okay, feel your inner thighs and your glutes. Perfect. Those are called your frog lifts. And next we're going for leg lifts. So we're going to go keep one foot on the floor bent today. Straighten one leg out and let the toes fall out to the side. So you're getting external rotation in your hip. Keep it rotated out, but you're going to lift straight up. Okay, so it's again focusing on inner thighs a little bit more here than hip flexors. Okay, so focus on that inner thigh muscle and lift. One leg at a time. And 12. Okay, other side. Let those toes rotate out. Keeping your hips straight up though. Don't let your body roll over as well, because then that's kind of avoiding the rotation there. So hips are straight, toes are turned out, and lift. Doesn't have to be out a ton, just a little bit. 12. Perfect. All right. Little breather, and then we're rolling back over to our plank. Feel free as well, if you're close enough, you can pause the video, or you know what we're doing now. If you want to hold the plank a little longer, or if you fall behind, that's fine. I encourage it. All right, so palms down, come straight up from your elbows. Elbows underneath the shoulders, and go. Neck is also in alignment with your spine. Don't let it drop down or look up. Just everything straight line. Straight as a board or a plank. That's where it gets its name. Pull that belly button up. Squeeze everything in that midsection. Okay, my timing on this one is terrible. Whenever anything hurts, I start counting faster. But hold it until you can't anymore. And then roll over to your frog lifts. So bottoms of your feet touch, knees open, and lift. Really squeeze that butt as you push up. Okay, one foot on the floor with a bent knee, other leg is straight with the toes turned out slightly, and lift. Wow. Okay, other side, and go. And 12. All right, 2 down, 1 to go. Let's get it. Back over to that plank. All right, palms down. Lift and squeeze the belly. You still want to breathe, obviously, but try to keep those abs engaged. And breathe up into your chest. Okay, keep holding as long as you can. Go, go, go. Especially in this last set, you know how to finish. All right, moving to the frog lifts. Wow. Okay, and then the leg lift with the externally rotated leg. Other one. Slight external rotation. Like I said, doesn't have to be much, as long as you feel those inner thighs engaging. 12. All right, so that's it for our exercises. Let's come on up into our usual stretch here. Legs out in front, fold over. Okay. Bottoms of your feet touch, knees fall open. All right, 90-90. Okay, another one. Awesome. Back into child's pose. Okay, up to all fours and arch your back up. Drop it down. Okay. Half kneel, so one knee down, whatever knee is down, that's your up arm, up and over. And the other one. Okay, come on up, put the leg up. And another one. All right, and our last and final one we usually do, grab your hands behind your back, pull your shoulders back, make that neck nice and long. All right, that's it. Excellent job again. Wednesday should be here. I will post up the schedule for April coming up real soon. There's a couple changes going to be on. I'm on vacation. There's a couple special events and stuff that I think interfere with our usual days, but I will definitely post the calendar up. Bye-bye.